Hey guys, what's up? So I'm really excited about this new project I'm working on because it's a story I came up with when I was 18. Even at that time, I thought it was extremely explicit with the sex and the gore. Since then, my mind has elaborated more on what direction I wanted the characters to go. I wasn't sure if I wanted to put myself out there then, as a writer. I guess I wasn't confident enough, but now I'm seeing it as a challenge and it's so daring. Removing the do not disturb sign is actually a mixture of two things that I created: a poem and that story that was never written. I thought the character needed a past, and well, now this is his present, so this is it. Removing the do not disturb sign, episode 7. Everyone's got a secret. In this episode, we find out a lot of things that we didn't know about each character, which really makes the reader or listener question their motives and realizing that at this point of the story, the killer could really be anyone. This episode opens up with Julian on his computer working. Remember, last night Xavier canceled dinner on him to stay the night at Landon's. He looks at the time on the computer, thinking that Xavier should really be back by now. He grabs his mug and walks out of his room to Xavier's, but no one is there, just silence and his GameStop name tag on his night table. Julian goes back to the kitchen and refills his mug with more coffee, but notices that Xavier's should have been at work 2 hours ago from the schedule. This raises suspicion. The scene then changes and we go to Xavier and Caden. They are walking into a different room of the mansion, which Caden explains to Xavier, his playroom with mannequins, dresses, makeup, a lot of drag stuff. This is when Xavier finds out that Caden used to be a woman impersonator at Sal's bar. Before he met Landon, Xavier assumed that he stopped because Landon wasn't having that, which ended up being true. But he's so grateful he could have this room. He goes further into the closet, talking about his old shows, putting on a sequins dress, while Xavier shifted his attention to a pink furry diary that was on a desk near to him. While Caden was in the closet talking, Xavier snooped and turned the pages. There was a picture of him before all the surgeries. There were a lot of entries, so it was hard to just get to one, especially being rushed, but something on one of the pages caught his attention. His sick, twisted obsession with perfection sometimes makes me want to hate him even more. I really wish he were dead. No one will ever be good enough for him. Unfortunately, he was caught while reading the diary. He did apologize, and surprisingly, Caden wasn't as mad as he thought he would be, especially considering how, when they first met, they didn't see eye to eye. Or maybe this is all a pretense. It looks like, in ways, Caden is warning Xavier, or maybe he's pushing him away because he wants him out. We really don't know his real intentions just yet. However, he did tell Xavier that the story about Tommy he knew he told him was all a lie. He told Xavier that he tells that to every guy he thinks is hot to lure them in. Xavier asked Caden the personal question if all these surgeries he did to himself was because he wanted to or for Landon. Xavier then tells Caden that he's got to go. He leaves, but in the way out, he bumps into Landon just getting in from work, telling him where he's rushing off to. He lies and says he's got to go to work. We don't know if he did this because he's seeing him differently or if there's another reason. Landon also asked Xavier if he told his roommate that he was moving out. He said that he was planning on doing it tonight. He then left. Julian goes to the mall visiting the GameStop that Xavier told him that he worked at, only to learn that no one by that name works there. Xavier comes to an empty house, but makes sure by going into Julian's room and that folder he spotted the other day with private stuff, he opened only to find out some very interesting material, a lot of porn videos with Julian and guys, which he found odd because he always made it seem as if he was a bottom, and in every one, he's fucking a guy. But the other folder was more alarming, pictures taken of Xavier unnoticed, even when he was sleeping. And if you remember, Caden told Xavier that the killer did make videos of his sexual escapades. He comes home and Xavier quickly gets out of the room, leaving everything like it was before. Both of them confronting each other, but only one tells the truth about the secrets. And Xavier finally tells Julian he's moving out, which is a bit disappointing to him. And at the very end of this episode, we find out Landon's secret. He knew the last victim that was killed. We already knew this, but there is a box he has in his office that's locked with clippings of all the deaths and one picture of him and the guy. Stay tuned for the next episode.